Morning, and it's a Monday morning and I'm off work, which is beautiful. Well, I say I'm off work, I'm working on the bike again, but it's not a weekend, so that's good. Booster, gorgeous. Corona, gorgeous. Mediocre. Rattly, definitely rattly. Let's just squeeze past everything. And the particular rattle, I think it's this side. Got that wrong. It's this side. Yeah, that's because my little washers inside my bobbins have gone and my bobbins are loose. Very nasty. Right, let's just try that again, but with my new light setup. Marvellous. So this is what I was referring to if you couldn't see it. The old bobbin is loose, and I think there's a few of them. There's another one. That one's a little bit. One at the back there. So yes, there's a few of them, and that really is annoying. At low speed, you can hear it just chattering away. I don't think it's dangerous. Not 100% on that. I think I'm alright on this side. Yeah, I think these are all good. But it's just the washers behind the bobbins on this one have gone. And it's been like it for a good few years, to be honest. So more of an annoyance than anything else. So I thought, time to change it. So I'm going to change it. So, going to swap it out for, not the seat, not the grips, not that, but this. Let's just move that. That's the instructions for my wireless microphone. It went really quiet on my last video. Was it my last video? Last shed video, should I say. Because I'd managed to turn down the mic gain, apparently. So, new pins to go through my brakes, new brakes to go on my pins and in my calipers, new disc bolts, and ultimately packaging away new discs, which I did show in one of my short videos. Very gorgeous EBC. Are they pedal discs? Pedal discs. We'll go with pedal discs. Look at that. Gorgeous. And although one of mine is okay, one isn't. So it's change them in pairs, I believe. Well, that's what I'm doing anyway. So these are the washers. It's a new setup. They do, what is it, square washers or something now? I don't know. New technology and all that. These are freezing cold. So yeah, that's this morning's little play. Fitting new discs, and to go alongside, I don't know how worn out my brake pads are, but I thought it prudent, if I'm putting on new discs. The old discs will have wear in them, which could have uneven wear on the pads, because obviously the pads wear to the discs. So yeah, change the pads. don't be tight, it's your braking system. And it's my front brakes, so it's the important braking system. If it was the rear brakes, it wouldn't be as important. So anyway, there you go. There's the kit. Bike's on the ramp. So right, you're on a new system. And I can't quite see what the camera's viewing. What are you viewing? You can't tell because my hand's in the way. I think you've got some idea of what's going on, haven't you? How's that? Is that a bit better? You're seeing this. That's about right, isn't it? Let's put you up a little bit more. So now I need to get the ramp in the air, which, because of having the Corona one side and the booster the other side, as this goes up, I think I'm going to get trapped in here. So I need to move one of the bikes, so if anything happens I've still got an escape route, or the emergency services can get to me. So I'll move one of those out to start with. And bring you back after that, I think. So I just thought I'd show you the new setup. So it's got the camera holder there, and then it's a twin LED light system on a tripod. And I've usually got a tripod in the way with the camera on anyway, but I've noticed there's a lot of darkness when I'm working on it, and usually the camera can see better than I can. So I've decided to upgrade the setup massively and perch you on top of a light stand. But yes, there you go. So next thing I need to do is move either the Corona or the booster out. So because the lift goes up, and as it goes up it goes back slightly, it will block me in, and I don't want to be blocked in that I can't escape or people can't come and rescue me. So I'm going to move one of the bikes out, probably the booster, gives a better path down this way, and then pump that up. So I'll get on with that. Okay, bike movement. Okay, booster's moved. I've definitely got an escape route. We just missed the Corona, and bike's up in the air where it needs to be. So first things first. Well, the first thing doesn't have to be first, it's the first thing you do is the first thing. We brake calipers off on it. Yeah, let's take some brake calipers off. Get some tools first. Back again, and looking beautiful with the Illuminati, with the lumens. Alright, crack them off like that. Crack off the pin while it's still on the bike, and also the two little screws holding the plate on, the spring plate. In fact, that can come out. Let's take that out. I'm taking that out. Take it out. Executive decision. Out it comes. So that's out the way. Now, so I can wind off these bolts. yeah, for some reason my fork stand, front fork stand, wouldn't work properly on there. I just couldn't get it to sit in such a way that it felt safe. So I had to use this stand, which goes up underneath the what's it called, triple tree centre Dewberry whatchamacallit thingamajig, instead, because as I say, the other one wouldn't work properly, which is a bonus for getting the axle out. But then for bolts like this, the axle, the fork stand is a lot better. Twisting this just to loosen off my calipers a little bit, loosen off my pistons. Hanging device ready. Try not to scratch the what are they? Powder coated wheels too much. And there you go, caliper off. So, and this is another different thing to most GSXRs. I've got the speed sensor on the front, obviously, because I de-fairinged all of my bike. So I have to try and get the magnets out, which hopefully won't be too much of a pain. I think that's wrong force. That's the right force. There you go. So that's one out. 2, 3, and this is for a Cosso Speedo. So this is that's what I've fitted to my GSXR 1000. That's it. All 5, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And what I did find out was, if you don't have the polarity the same on all of these, so if you have 4 north and 1 south, or combinations thereon, it'll mess your speedo up. So that's something that's not in the instructions. So if you've accidentally got to this point looking for your Cosso Speedo problems, that's possibly why. Right, I'm going to take the other caliper off camera, because you don't need to see that, because it's exactly the same as taking this one off, which you did see. Look at the brake pads, fucking so much meat on them. Anyway, get rid of you. Removal of the other caliper has taken place. Now crack off the pinch bolts on this side, so I can so I'll spin the axle out, hopefully, like that. That's a 24mm Allen-y thing, fits lovely. And then that's it. Now undo the other pinch bolts with your reach. Undo these, and if you're seeing a bit of moisture on stuff, it's just condensation. They're a bit tighter than they should be. I wonder if that's loneliness that's done that. Double check the torque settings on them. So that's that. So is that loose? Not really. Now it is. Right, yes. Success. Right, axle pullification taking place. I think I've just broken the end off my speedo. Yeah. Oh dear. Axle out, wheel out. Wheel to the bench. Withdraw that. Investigate speedo. Yeah, that's the face of that, isn't it? Where's it gone? There it is. Oh no. Perhaps a bit of super gluification will help that out. Well, we'll see. Right. Front wheel on the doobry, whatchamacallit, thingamajig. Is that the right size? That's the right size. So 5 aside. I did look at these other bolts and think they were a bit long, but that's the unbroken side. That looks horrible. Oh, this might turn into a right nightmare. Because it's thread lockered and everything, isn't it? Perhaps go straight in with some heat. That's the fella. These are too small. Do I really want to go in on a 1/4 inch drive? It's just that one that frightens me because it's a little bit chewed up. A little bit chewed up, but the other ones were. There's a lot of movement. Oh, that's a lot tighter than the other ones. Now I'm scared. That's a lot tighter than the other ones. Thought I'd done something bloody wrong there. Well, I'd put it into neutral. So definitely right on them other ones. Because this is a steel, is it a steel innard? No, it's an alley innard, isn't it? Alley innard, alley wheel, steel outer. So heating this, it would all heat together and possibly weaken the alley. It's sitting in there nice. There's that bit of movement though. Oh, you beauty. That frightened me, that did. Definitely frightened me. I mean, it ain't all the way out yet, but that definitely had me a little bit nervous. I'm going to get my impact driver and see if that will take them off. That'll be quicker. Right, let's see if the old, it's not the strongest of impact guns. Definitely a lot quicker than by hand. They should be the right ones because they're obviously the 09106-08148-000 quantity 10. There you go, official Suzuki. There was titanium and all manner of very strong stuff, but as you just see, these are just steel bolts. If I had had trouble with that and it was titanium, I think it's a lot harder to get a titanium bolt out than it is a steel bolt. And the weight saving between a steel bolt and a titanium bolt ain't going to make you go any faster on the road. In my opinion. In my opinion, I like to state that. And I am a clown. As I've proven in many videos, I am a clown. So you don't have to trust me. But the weight saving on 10 bolts, that's 5 a side. Not actual football, it's 5 a side. 10 bolts, the weight saving on that if you swap to titanium. Now, granted, it gives you a lovely story down the calf. All I've got titanium bolts, but scientifically speaking, with my scientific mind, which isn't scientifically proven in any way, shape or form, the weight saving is not something you're going to feel out on the road. Even the rotational, what is it called? Rotational mass will be diminished by what for 10 titanium bolts? 50 grams? It's not going to be a kilo, is it? That might make a difference, but it'll make a difference. I'm not saying it won't make a difference, but you ain't going to feel it. Or I wouldn't, because I'm purely average rider. But for the extra cost and the possible extra aggravation if it broke off in your wheel, yeah, no, not worth it. Again, in my opinion, which, you know, only accounts for something in my head. Oh dear. That's got tighter. Let's leave that. Oh, that's got tighter as well. I think I'll put some fluids in there. Or not. Not enough fluids in the can. Share can, come on. You've got this one job. Right. Let's leave that for a minute. Right. My minutes tend to be shorter than others. Beautiful. Not so beautiful. This was the graunchy one, wasn't it? Let's go down a bit and then go up. For no other reason than I'm sure I've seen other people doing that. A little bit more flood. Bit of flood, bit of oily substance fluid. I don't think I've got anything to clean these threads out with either. I don't want to go in there with a tap because you actually chance cutting a new thread. And I don't think I've got a blind hole tap on a M8. and I don't want to leave all the stuff that comes off in the bottom there. I'll put a bit more on there. This is more for heat dissipation now. This feels a little bit soggy actually. Something else to address lack of inflation, apart from in the real world where all those monetary systems have gone mad. Hey, that's the capitalist world looking after us peasants by taking even more of our money. I'm not a bitter old man. I'm an old man that's bitter. But you got to worry for your kids and your grandkids. They ain't buying a house. Not a whole house anyway. And all this go green, buy electric. We haven't got the infrastructure. Stop whining. That's what she said. Disassemble. Disassemble. I don't want to use anything on my nice wheels apart from brute force. Let's pretend we're doing something. That's done nothing. Whee! Right. The other thing to check is the size and bolt pattern, I suppose. Bolt pattern delicious, size delicious, apart from these missing bits. But it's what you pay for, isn't it? Chuck you inside, chuck you outside. Like that. What we're going to clean that with. I think the face is actually alright. Bit of penetrating oil on it, but apart from that it's good. It's still as shiny and rough as when they, because I think they shot blast your wheels first, don't they, before they powder coat them. So yeah, it's got that surface on it still. I think that's all gorgeous. That's all gorgeous. Double check them bolts. As I say, they've got to be the right ones there. Suzuki own brand, including thread locker, so that answers that question. That's going on the piss. There is quite a lot of thread locker residue. I think I'm going to have to just stick a M8 tap in there, or even just a bolt. It does seem to go right through. I keep saying M8, let's see if it is an M8. It's not, is it? Oh, it is. And to doubly trebly check, just get the nut out and put it on the old bolt. Oh, that's a lock nut. That's the same thread. It's just a lock nut. It's a not a nylock. It's got metal tabs at the top. Metal tabs at the top which lock in. I bought some So I have some. So I can't wind that all the way down the bolt, but I've wound it enough to so let's put some fluid in each of them. Get it started. That seems a bit quicker. That's a bit better. That's just starting to hit the thread locker, so we should have some binding there. So I probably could have tapped it because it's not a blind hole, but it's got the threads it was born with. So I think just throwing a bolt through, right the way through, we'll clean it out. Gorgeous. Definitely want the new bolts to seat properly. Don't we? Yes, we do. Well said. When I'm trying to put that in there, which I don't like, I think it's that bit there. Pick tool, come hither. Bit there. Let's do that by hand a little bit, just to make sure. Yeah, some crunchiness. I think what's spin at the top. Obviously at this stage not worried about getting penetrating fluid all over my discs, because they're not staying on there, are they? Hence this remarkable video. Take that as beautiful. Beautiful! Get the airline and give it some blowing. Blow, 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 blow. Oh, that's the thing for pumping up tyres. We want to do that later. Oh, not much air in the system. Compressor going on. Got it all going on. Noise, aggravating noise. But it is far away, so hopefully you can't hear it too badly. What else do we need? Perhaps some, come on. We might as well use the penetrating oil, I suppose. Clean these wheels up a bit. Gorgeous, just as the compressor turns off. Right, I'm going to unplug that. I don't want it coming back on. And a tank of air should be more than plenty enough. Right, mind your eyes. Very noisy. A lot of gremlins coming out there as well. Let's just double check these. That's better. One more blow job. Nice. Right, gorgeous disc going on. That's the slots. I thought them bolt holes were a bit big. It's the bloody slots. And there's no rotational marks. I dare say both the discs are the same weight and all that, and we want the pretty lettering on the outside so we can show off. We can go to the cafe and go, oh yeah, I've got the EBC brakes, and everyone go, yeah, well I've got Brembo. And you know what, again, is that not a marketing gimmick? Do you need all that braking? What are you doing on the road that you need all that braking? Different if you're going to track, but you've got to be going into some corners and really being scared to need all that braking all the time. Right, let's start in the seat. Not seat, it's starting to go through the disc. That's what I meant to say. I get them all starting to go through the disc first, just to make sure that what am I making sure that it's not over one side. If I did this one up, no, if I did this one up fully, it could be twisted that way, I suppose. No, it should be central. Anyway, I'm doing them up into the disc a little bit each, and then I'm doing them a little bit more, but in a star pattern. Oh, just a little pinch till we get them all in. This was the worst of the threads, which is evident now. I don't want to impact them in because I just feel that's a bit animalistic, and if there is a problem, you might not detect it until you've created a worse problem. That was my dodgy bolt with the dodgy head. Is it you? No. You? No. You? No. You? Yes. So hopefully you can see that. I'm not going to zoom in and stuff because you're so tight to the ceiling. I can't really get to the buttons or see the screen and see what you can see and blah blah blah. But what I can do is turn my light and move it up a bit. So just on that edge there, there's a bit of chewing. That's what I was afraid of earlier. The whole thing, the old Allen Dubry spinning in the top, and then all manner of drilling necessary. Right, Haynes Bible, caliper, no. What do we want? What are they? Brakes. Brakes, discs. 7, 6, 7, 12. So we should have torque settings at the start of 7. Brakes, 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 brakes. Torque settings, there we go. Brake disc. Brake, oh, rear brake disc bolts. Front brake disc bolts. 23 Newton meters. Wow. Front brake disc bolts. 23 Newton meters. Doesn't sound like a lot. I suppose there is 5 of them. I don't know whether tang comes down enough. 20. Starts at 20. So let's get it up to 20. 20. 1, 2, 3. Like that. And we need a reducer. We do. Have I got one? course I have. Of course I have. Oh. That is a lot less than what came off. So I don't know whether the weathering or what got in there, and a bit of oxidisation or something. Oh, it's not that one, that one. Oh look, 23, beautiful. So that is one side done. So what do you reckon? That's gorgeous, isn't it? Compared to that. Oh, there's so much beauty there. Mediocre, you are such a lucky bike. Let's put that out of the way. Now I need some wooden blocks, because I don't want to put my new disc on the... I don't want to... Hang on a minute. What am I trying to say? I don't want my new disc to bear the weight. Perhaps I should have flipped it and got the other bolts loose before doing this side completely. Get that off the rim. Get off the rim, man. Right. That should fit beautifully. Beautiful. 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 Right. There's a couple that look a little bit chewy. So we'll start out terrified and go on from there. I think that would be the best course of action. Let's not do them up. That's definitely more than 23 newton meters, unless that thread locker sets solid keys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. No. Tight. Perhaps I'm just at the wrong angle for this one. Oh, nearly falling down. Oh, thank you. It's terrifying, isn't it? An old mate of mine had the breakages. I can't remember what he done about it in the end, but he had the breakages. And when he told me, I it's like camera started tooting. Yeah, internally I weeped, and then because you hear the horror stories, they are just imprinted in your mind. Out of all the really good stuff that goes on in the world, you always remember, and people are always quick to report the shit, and it does stay in your head, doesn't it? It really is a torturous world that way. And with social media, jeez, as soon as you put in something like, has anyone had any problems with this? Oh, it's a nightmare! Throw it away! It's terrifying. Terrifying. The whole world, terrifying. Well, it is at the moment. Nuclear war just around the corner. Right, I don't think it's going to do these, but I'm going to try anyway. That's the wrong way, isn't it? No. Leave that, let it dissipate some heat. Let's not move that at all, or that one. Much rather do them by hand, obviously. 2 out. I think a bit more fluid. Got to be a little bit more careful with my fluid now. Obviously with my disc, my new disc, the other end. I think that is just thread locker that is binding that up. Obviously, or not obviously, I'll go over them with brake cleaner before I actually put any brake pads anywhere near them. Beautiful. Just rest the battery a bit and it see how loose that one is. So you got loose there, really loose there, not too bad, very okay, tight, loose, loose. Oh, fluid leak. So let's do what we did last time. Pressure underneath, holding it up, hit the other side. In hindsight, it's probably better to take both the discs off, then apply newness. It's definitely up further. There we go. Using the wrong leverage. I was hitting too close rather than right out. But yeah. Nice. No noise. Lots of noise. Lots of noise. No. No. Lots of noise. Lots of noise. And when you go along, it's sort of, the disc is dropping on the gaps as it goes round. But I think it's the, I don't know how they check badness. Get Michael Jackson to sing to them. It's too late for that. He's gone. Dead discs on the dead disc pile down there. Newness, beautifulness. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous hello petal. So, where am I going now? Bit of fluid. Doesn't look too bad for crusty bits. Where's my bolt? There's my bolt. Just heard a crusty bit. No crustiness, bit tight. Go by hand. You don't want to drill it in and find we've cross-threaded it. Well, I say we, I don't want to. You do whatever you want with yours. And I mean that most sincerely, folks. This is mine, this is how I do it. This is not a tutorial, no matter what Black Dot Killer says. It's a bit crusty in there. It's not a tutorial, it's just an old bloke touching stuff he really shouldn't be touching. Or actually going in. Give it a bit of air. There's a bit of crustiness right on the top there. Where are you? There. I'll push that in. Yeah, that's better. Put some fluid on it. Let's go in by hand. Yeah, we're good. Gorgeous. Right. Blow job. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. What now? What now, pussycat? Whoa, 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 whoa. Cleanage. Cleanage being carefulage. That's probably the first time that central hub has been cleaned since I've had them powder coated. Get the worst of that out of there. Right, discage. And again, some beautifulness. Looks seated properly. Torquage. Do you know what? I'm going to wind them off a bit. Right. Oh, Mrs. has arrived. Hang fire. Okay, it's my good woman turning up with a good cup of tea, cup of cha. Right, I've wanged them off a bit. That's better. That's better. We're going into it. Get them somewhere near now. Nice. And then torque it up. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That just doesn't seem enough. But the engineers at Suzuki must know what they're talking about. Unless, of course, the people in the Haynes manual department have lied. Anyway, that's that. I'll put the wheel on, then I'll clean up the discs before putting on my new pads and pins. Pads and pins. Gorgeous. That's definitely not. Why haven't I got OEM pins? Well, let's hope that's not a disaster. Anyway, I'll bring you back in a minute when I've set you up ready so you can watch me struggle getting this wheel back on. Got the wheel nearly in position. Well, it is kind of in position. And I'm just going to give the disc a bit of a wipe, just in case I've left any greasy nastiness on it. I'm not sure, but don't they come with their own? I mean, it's blackening my rag, so at least it's not twisting my melon, man. But they come with a bit of greasy film on them, don't they? To stop them rusting. That might be bollocks. And what I am finding is they're really sharp. Now, those two fingers tell some of the story, and the thumb tells a bit more of the story. But that's so sharp. I mean, guys, how much were these? 160 quid for the pair. For a pair of discs. And an extra tenner to have them delivered next day. Because I was going away. No, I wasn't going away, was I? Why did I have them next day? Because I was going to do it last weekend and then didn't. So I've left it a week. So I didn't have to pay the extra tenner. This is something else I probably should have done off the bike, and then again when it was on the bike. These are so sharp. Right, that will do. I do believe that's the wrong way round now. I've stuck the end of my speed sensor back on with super glue, and it seems to be holding. I'll have to see if I can get another one of those, because that's destined to fail now, isn't it? So what else do we want? We want magnets in my bolts. That's not how you do it. You leave them on here and then you put it in and sort of wipe it off. And it's the last one. Oh, that went all right. Right, that's my 5 magnets in. What else do we want? An axle, almost definitely, probably, maybe. Other end's pulled out a little bit. I will just stick a bit of grease on there. Why? Why? Where does it touch? It's just the bearings, isn't it? The bearings spin. It's got a greasy film. Yeah, we'll go with that. Try not to cut the end of my speed sensor off again. Right, that's all the way in. So, check torque settings and stuff like that, and then bring you back to the world of high-class professional mechanics. So the axle's pulled in. That's axle, what's it called? Axle holder? Something like that. Is flush against the fork, and the axle is pinched in its place. Now I want to tighten these up to pinch the axle holder, making sure it is flush with the fork, which it is. That is 23 Newton meters. That hasn't got an end on it, so that won't do up very well. Fall at play. Is it that one? Here's that one. Alright, let's try that again, but this time with an Allen bit in there. Let's do a little bit at a time. There you go. It's only 23 Newton meters again, same as the disc bolts. So it's nothing. Why that was so difficult to get off, I don't know. And I've heard that because they're clamp bolts, this one might clamp a little bit differently to this one, which when this one clamps, it might loosen this one. So it is just worth oh, there you go, revisiting and doing them up in stages. Alright, 23 on each of those. So the holder is clamped in. Now I am going to do up the axle. It's gorgeous. Sorry, got sidetracked. I'll check the torque setting on that. Front axle, 100 of your Newton meters. 100 Newton meters. So let's take it from 23. It's almost top of the shop for this particular torque wrench. It goes 110. Stop locking up. Uno hundredo Newtioni metiosos. What else do we need? Need an upscaler to fit my socket, which is one of these. I think it's that one. That goes on there, makes it bigger. Take the manly stuff, and then there we go. There we go. That's torqued, and then back to 23 to do the pinch bolts. Some of that come out. Some of that. And again, it's giving it, when this one's pinched off, it's giving the back one a little bit more, which is now giving that one a little bit more. Just giving that one a little bit more. There we go, now we're there. Yeah, both at 23. Take the torque off before you ruin your torque wrench spring. Not telling you, that's what I'm doing. Kind of was telling you, but I didn't mean to tell you. Now what we need is a pushy stick. I don't know whether that's actually touching my tool. I'd like it to touch my tool. Oh yes, very lovely. And then you find whacking the tool in wasn't such a good idea. Let's see if we can go backwards a little bit. I think we want a proper hammer. Where am I going? forgetting where I stick all my stuff. That's not the drawer, that's the drawer. Let's try that one. That seems more like it. Nearly. Success! Yes, that should just slide out. And no, it doesn't. But it's out now. Ow! Don't bang your elbow on there. Put the hammer away. Right. Right, he said like he knew what he was doing next. Let's change the pads. Right. I think you can see that. And I'll just show you the one. Which would be this one. So, let's not worry about the lines too much. Pin out. Brake pads out. Not a bad bit of meat left on them. These are different pins. They're definitely different pins. Same length, but these have a pin. Let's get one out. They're maybe no good. Fit alright. Diameter looks the same. It's just they've got the hole in the end for putting a pin through. So whether it's like more like a universal pin, could that be the case? Answers down below. Let a fella know. Or could we get the pin in? We could probably put the pin in. Actually, that's the wrong Allen key. So that's a little bit exciting, isn't it? Apart from when you throw that down there. God damn you, gravity. Yes, it's flush out the other side. And you could put a pin through there. Perhaps these are racing ones. Who knows? Who knows? I might have just made that up. Almost definitely just made that up. Well, I just made that up. Definitely made that up. I am going to use them though. Yeah. It's even got a little cap, which I don't think pertains to these at all. There's no thread on it. Oh. Right, yeah, I won't be using that for obvious reasons. As in, I don't know where it is. What else do we want to do? We want to do something else before we start messing with pads. Sure of it. But these ones here are not far off. Brand spanking new. Oh dear. The wastage. The Western world and its wastage. I need to move you over a bit. I'm sorry, but I do. What's the cable doing? It's early days with my new lighting system. I hope you're getting a better view of stuff. I do. I'm certainly enlightened with my lumens. My new lumens. They're pretty much clean anyway. Let's get a bit of fluid action going on. Yeah, they are quite quite stunningly gorgeous. And fairly even, which is also nice to see. Nice to see you, nice. Freely moving. Come on. There you go. Back. Back. Don't push the other one out. Right, they're all flat. A couple of brake pads. In there like that. Gorgeous. There we go. Pin. I think I will just stick a dab of copper slip on that thread. Poor Fred. Hey Fred. Ow. Kick stuff as I move. Where's the copper slip? Don't worry, I've got it. I've got it. All you rushing around here trying to find it for me. I got it. Dab of that. Dab of that Wonder Lube on there. Oh, it's a wonder. Oh. No, let's have both pads in there. Don't be silly. Just wipe the copper slip on my hands. Oh. It's not working out so well now. In like that. Key sera sera. What have I told you, Gravity? Leave me alone. Right, they're on there. In there. Sorted. Do I want to put the pin in? Should I put the pin in? I'll put the pin in. An extra safety feature, isn't it? If I can get it out of the packaging. Come, little pin. Come do your job. There you go. Didn't have that before. Extra safety features. Always got to be good, haven't they? Oh, dropping the bolt. That's not as good. Yeah, different coloured Allen key. You see? Different colour. This one here is a Blue Point. This one here is a Teng Tools. I don't sponsor it. They're not. I don't sponsor them. Well, I kind of do because I buy their stuff. But for some reason, both of my 3mm Allen keys went walkabout. So I had to buy another couple of 3mm, and the Blue Point ones were unavailable individually, or second-hand, or ridiculous money. So I went with Teng Tools instead, which for my application, which is obviously professional, which is obviously very amateur, Teng Tools and indeed Blue Point are probably OTT. Some of that, some of that. That's the wrong way, that's the right way. Little pinch, little pinch. Get the adapter ready for the torque wrench. Brake caliper mounting bolts, 25 Newton meters. So 21, stop locking, 2, 3, 4, 5, 25 Newton meters. I thought they was in the 30s, these. I was wrong. Click. Click straight away, don't like that. Let's go back. Let's back that off a bit. And that one. Let's go forwards a bit. Click. Click. Doubly makey surey. Click. A little bit of movement there. Click. A little bit of movement there. Both on 25. So there you go. Pins done up. Bolts done up. Mounting bolts are done up. Axles done up. Pinch bolts are done up. Spins beautifully. Pump the brake. Introduce brakeage. Oh, let's not pump it too much because the pistons will fall out the other caliper. You fool! But I wasn't going to show you the other side, but I will. I'll bore you with even more footage of breakage. What else do we want? So that's the old pin, we don't need that. That's for that, we don't need that. Stick that up there. Push that around. Right, so these are already done. Oh, you don't want to be over here, don't you? Say yes, please. Oh, that's much better. Stupid voices in my head. In my head. In my head. On my own, in my shed. With my head. Let's take that off, hang it up. Grab the tea while we're over here. That's nice. I'm liking that. Right, so where are we with this one? Oh yeah. I'm gonna get this pin out. And these brake pads. Again, pretty much the same size. One looks a tiny bit lower than the other one, but that might be an optical illusion with my blindness going on. Anyway, very good brake pads being thrown to one side. Again, pistons look gorgeously clean. Right, sandwich them back. Go back. Don't push the other ones out. Stop it. Right. That's good. New pads. New pads, new pin. Let's get the pin ready. Can't even remember where I bought that off of. I do remember buying it though, so it's probably not stolen. Bit of lube. Who doesn't like a little bit of lube? Put the hat back on that. Recommend putting the hat on in the early stages, because you'll find later on, well, you might not, I've found previously that you tend to throw a spanner down and it lands directly on your tube of grease. and you lose half the grease. Don't be stroppy. Just because the other one was playing about, it doesn't mean you can. Right. Now behave. Something like that. Pin in something like that. Screw pin. Use hand torque wrench. Click. Use pin because it's supplied. Pin on, pads in, clippy shieldy clippy thing. With fiddly little bolts. Arm torquage, click nearly, click, double check, click, open them up, insert on brake disc or rotor depending on your denomination in the world, insert caliper bolts into threaded area of caliper, stretch back because it's starting to break, check this is still set to 25, yes it is, little bit, and a bit more, and a little bit, and a click, and a click, double check, click, and click. So we've had clickage, pinnage, clickage, clickage, click, click, clickage. I think that is done. Now it just wants some brake lever pumping. Oh yes, no rattling. Oh, the years, that's been an embarrassment. I suppose I shouldn't be travelling slowly on it, really. On it, it's mediocre. Mediocre. You gorgeous machine. Oh. Bracketry fooling me. Look at that, the mighty mediocre. Poised, ready. Yes. Anyway, there you go. That's me, fat bloke, in his workshop slash shed, replacing the discs, the noisy discs, with these shot bobbins on his GSXR 1000. This is on a 2000. And I think it's a 2002, it's plated as 2003, but it is a K2. Hence these being, I think it works out, these are 310 diameter. The newer bikes are 320 and the older bikes are 300. Don't take that as gospel. Another upgrade in the shed. Retractable airline. It doesn't want to retract. Don't be camera shy. That's it. Marvellous. It's the little things. And obviously the expensive things. But there you go, look at this. Gorgeous. Worth 160 quid to stop the noise? Possibly. Only in my head, because I've spent it. Hopefully the speedo still works. I'll check that out on the road perhaps later on today. But there you go. There's, as I say, fat bloke in a shed fitting new EBC discs to his GSXR named mediocre, because that's about the standard of my workmanship. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for getting this far if you did, and I'll catch you again. Comments down below. Subscribe if you want to. Subscribe if you don't want to. Thanks. And maybe I'll see you again. Ta-ra.